Ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Real Lil, and I am back again. Every day, there are news going on in the world of sports and pop culture, and I get my unique takes on them. Please subscribe to the channel so you can get all the latest updates on these hottest news and see the full episodes of my radio shows, The Real Lil Show, college and podcast version, In the Huddle, and What's Your Grind Like podcast. Daily updates, breaking news on my Instagram page, weekly blogs. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoy the content. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Real Lil, and I am back again to give you my reactions to this Errol Spence, Shawn Porter fight. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wanted a good fight, I don't know why else would you pay your money, but you got your money's worth, I would say, in this fight. Errol Spence narrowly escaping Shawn Porter. And I have a lot to say about this fight. And before I do, people, I need y'all to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button and share this video with a friend that knows a friend that want to know a friend that knows boxing, that loves boxing. So this way we can get this, page up and running, because I do got great material, just don't get the credit that I deserve. So it would go a lot if y'all hit that like button and if you share this video. I greatly appreciate it. But I'm not going to keep y'all waiting too long. Sorry for I didn't have a perfect background. Normally I'm in the studio, but we have to make do with what we got today, unfortunately. So, I'm on my big jean status, like we in the kitchen or whatever. But either way, y'all, let's get right to it. What a fight. What a fight. And I'm not going to lie. I'm going to give these two guys, Shawn Porter and Errol Spence, the credit that these two guys both deserve. All right? I didn't think it was going to be this close. I thought it was going to be an unanimous decision for Spence, but I thought, Spence would have created a little separation. I didn't think he created separation. And this was a much closer fight than I expected. But I would say this. Shawn Porter ain't no joke. Shawn Porter, his heart can go unmatched. Right? It can't go unmatched. His heart can go unmatched. It's unbelievable, his heart. He came over there and he took the fight to Spence. Now, credit to Spence. Spence showing you, I keep telling people this. Not everything is going to look pretty. You're not going to always win the way you're supposed to win or the way that people think you should win. Sometimes you're going to have to be in a dogfight and you're going to have to escape. People are human. We are human. You feel me? You see it in sports all the time where a team is supposed to win and they, narrowly escape. That's what happened with this Errol Spence fight. Shawn Porter brought his A game. He was preparing for this brother. You can see it in his training. He started training early, and it showed in this fight. It was clearly a Shawn Porter fight in the sense that Shawn Porter was able to have the fight that he wanted to have in this fight, right? Shawn Porter is a guy that is rugged, all right? He comes in there, and he gets inside, and he applies pressure. And that's the fight that, I knew if he fought that way, he would be successful. And that's the fight that was fought. And Errol Spence had to basically adjust his game and fight that type of fight. So I got to give Errol Spence some credit because you seen it with Mikey Garcia. People said, Spence, you ain't going to be able to out-jab Mikey Garcia. And what did Errol Spence do? He silenced the haters to a certain degree until they started talking again. But he silenced the haters and said, all right, I'll jab Mikey. When he fought Porter, he fought Porter's game. He literally fought Porter's game. So he's beating people at their game. And even though, this fight could gain controversy, I'm literally doing an instant live right after the fight. So I don't know what people's opinion on this fight. So it could be gaining controversy because it is a close fight. But I'll go down the list with my round by round analysis. Starting with round one, as I got my notes over here, Porter tried to let Spence come to him, which was different in the beginning. Obviously, I knew that wasn't going to last too long. But in that one round, he let Spence come to him, and he was actually trying to box. But obviously, they didn't last that long because that's not Porter's style. But that round one was a toss-up. If you gave it to Spence, I wasn't mad at you. If you gave it to Porter, I wasn't mad at you. It was a lot of those type of rounds in this fight where it was just a toss-up round, right? You go to round two, Porter posed problems with his style, right? That herky-jerky, that non-traditional boxing style. It's hard to prepare for. And Errol Spence had a hard time in the beginning, and for the most of the fight, but trying to adjust to Shawn Porter's style because it's just so different. And a lot of people, say it's ugly. But damn it, it looked good in this fight. I mean, you got to give Shawn Porter his due diligence as well because yes, that fighting style may look ugly, but guess what? It works and it poses problems for Errol Spence. Spence tripped in that round. In the second round, he caught him with the herky jerky, and Spence tripped. I do believe Shawn Porter stepped on his foot, so that also had to do with why Spence tripped. But he confused him a lot, and Porter, he caught him with a left hook as well. So that was round 2. We go to round 3, and before I get to round 3, I seen Spence. I noticed in the fight, Spence hit a low. He hit, Porter low a lot in this fight. It was a lot of low blows that I feel like the referee was not calling. I mean, the referee was literally, in my opinion, letting them fight. He only stopped them a couple times to give like a little BS warning, but he basically let them fight. And it showed because Spence was hitting him low a lot in that fight. But, that's the type of fight that you fight when you fight with Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter, like I said, he comes at you. He throws his head at you sometimes. So you do end up fighting ugly when you fight in Porter. So, round 3, I think it was the same as round 2 in the sense that Porter confused him. I felt like Porter in that round dictated the fight. From that round 3 on, not saying he won every round because I do believe that Spence won rounds, and I do believe I'm not going to say who I thought won the fight yet, but Spence, you saw it after that round 3 that Porter was going to fight the fight that he wanted to have. Round 4 was a toss-up. It was a heads or tails, and it was like I said, there was a lot of toss-up rounds in this fight. Porter got Spence on the ropes, hit him on the top of the head. And that sounds familiar. If you watch the Ruiz and Joshua fight, Joshua got hit on the top of the dome and he couldn't recover from that. So credit for Errol Spence to be able to recover from that easily because you saw it with Ruiz and Joshua. It was that one shot that changed everything and shook up the heavyweight division. So I do believe in that fight. In that same round though, Spence did recover. He got the body shots and had a great left hook. A lot of Spence's work came from the body. And I feel like that slowed Porter down, especially in the later rounds, which I'm going to get into in a few minutes. I think that was key in this fight. And you see it a lot. You see it a lot in boxing. When you go to the body, it slows down an opponent. You may be losing in the earlier rounds. The guy may be coming at you like a helicopter. But when you punch him, when you get to the body, it slows an opponent down in 12 rounds of boxing at some point in the fight, right? So like I said, round 4 was a toss-up. Round 5, Errol Spence, looked uncomfortable a little bit. I think I gave that round to Porter. Round 6, I gave that round to Spence. In round 7, I think that was a Porter round with, but it still was shots to the body that was affecting Porter. And I kind of knew that at that point, this cat was going to start, regressing at some point. And not regressing to the fact where, it was a blob, but he was going to be slowed down, right? Round 8 was a very hard round to call. I mean, you really had to be a boxing expert, aficionado expert to really come up with an assumption of who you think won that round 8. I mean, it was close. Porter connected with a great right hand, and one guy was counter punching the other. You hit me, I hit you. That was round 8 or whatever. And round 9, back and forth, just like round 8 or whatever. Round 10, back and forth. There was a lot of rounds like this. Like I said, back and forth. In that round 10, you saw Porter. He hit that linebacker move where that's the type of fight that Porter fights. He's almost like a football player. He's a linebacker, and I feel like his moves it's like I said, it caused problems for Errol Spence in the beginning, but credit goes to Errol Spence for adjusting in this fight and literally fighting Porter in his own backyard, basically, as far as his fighting style. Round 11, this is where, to me, the fight changed. Round 11 was when the tide turned. Going into round 11, I was leaning towards Porter. It could have been a draw. It could have been a draw, but I was leaning towards Porter going into round 11 until Porter got caught. And, he got the knockdown. And, Stuff like that, bro. Stuff like that is what, little things like that changes the fight completely. Those things like that, right? A little knockdown that can change the outcourse of the fight. And once Errol Spence got that knockdown, my brother texted me. My brother's a huge boxing fan too, and he was watching. He said, "That's it. I had Porter winning, not no more. That's it. He gonna lose now. That knockdown, that was it." And I said to him, "Yep, you're right. I once he got that knockdown, it was over. It was over." Credit goes to Porter though for getting back up and trying to steal the round, but it was a Spence round all the way. Round 12 was a Spence round. I felt like Porter was gassed and tired, and Porter was outboxing him in that round 12. So to be honest with you, I mean, when you look at the scorecards, I believe two judges had it, a 111 to 116. One judge had it for Porter, I believe 115 to 112. Don't quote me on it because I literally did an instant live and I got the update, but I mean I was right there watching the fight, so I'm doing an instant live, so don't quote me on it. But I know one judge had it. One or two judges had it 116 and 111. I don't know what the hell fight they was watching because I felt like it was way closer than that. This fight easily could have been a draw, but I'm not mad that they gave it to Errol Spence because of that knockdown in round 11. To me, that knockdown right there, I mean, and Errol Spence has the belt as well. So he has, even though both of them do have the belt, Errol Spence had the most to lose as well. So, it's a toss-up. It was a good fight. It was a good fight. It was back and forth. And these are the types of fights I like to see. A back and forth type of fight. But yeah, like I said, I'm not mad that they gave it to Errol Spence because of that knockdown right there. To me, like I said, it's one or two punches that can change the outlook of a fight. And, Porter got careless. That's what happens. Porter was, he was trying to throw a punch and he got caught. That's how he ended up, that's how Spence ended up getting the knockdown. So you got to protect yourself at all times. And when Porter was coming at Errol Spence, I was, in a sense, worried because, and yes, I wanted Porter to win this fight simply because, that father and son relationship. I like to see stuff like that. I like to see stuff like that father relationship that Shawn Porter and Kenny Porter have. So I was, in a sense, rooting for Porter. But, I'll be honest, like I said, that knockdown right there, it was careless by Porter. His father was yelling at him, "Get up, do the game plan, do what we told you to do, stop messing around." That's what, and he got it in his ear. You feel me? And I like to see stuff like that. Like that whole Shawn Porter, Kenny Porter relationship, man, is one of the reasons why I wanted Porter to win this fight because, you could tell his dad really prepared him for this fight. And I like to see stuff like that. We don't get a lot of that stuff in the black community, so I like to see stuff like that. So that's why I wanted Porter to win. But I got to give Errol Spence credit in his due diligence because, he really fought a Porter fight in a sense that it was Porter's game, right? Porter basically had the home field advantage. Now, I'm not talking about the crowd home field advantage. I'm talking about the home field advantage where Errol Spence played on his field because the game was being dictated through Shawn Porter, and Errol Spence fought him at his game. He said, "Look, you can be this, so-called dirty fighter, and but I'm gonna fight you at your style, and I'm gonna beat you." So to me, like I said, not everything is gonna look cute. Everybody probably was expecting Errol Spence to have a decisive win. It didn't go down like that. But do that change the way how I think about Errol Spence? No, not at all. Because you had, styles make fights, literally. And it's hard to prepare for a style that you never fought against. But like I said, credit goes to Porter. He threw the most punches in Errol Spence than any other his opponent. This is the first time Errol Spence got cut. And, he brought the fight to Errol Spence. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I want to see in the welterweight division. You know what I'm saying? And Porter had a lot of close fights against, Porter fights is generally close. And that's how I knew that this fight could have been close because, he's used to this. But Errol Spence, is the look, basically a knockdown to me is what won this fight for Errol Spence. And if you came to me and said it was a draw, I'm not going to literally chastise you because there was a lot of close rounds in the fight. But I think Porter didn't win the fight. So, I had him win the fight prior to the knockdown. But, the last two rounds, I gave it to Spence. And I think that was a difference. But, yeah, So Danny Garcia, he went on the ring. He want to fight he want to fight Spence. That's a fight that could be a little bit interesting. Because we already know Danny Garcia is a counter puncher, but we'll see, man. And we see with Pacquiao, what happens with Pacquiao in this little mix, because the talk was Pacquiao was coming to the fight and he was going to fight the winner of this fight. I would tell you this, based on how Spence look, and like I said, I'm not trying to judge Spence because I just told y'all not to change your outlook on him based on this fight because it was a close fight. But I seen, before going into this fight, I thought Errol Spence, that was a fight that Pacquiao didn't want. But I see a scenario where Pacquiao can make a very interesting fight against Errol Spence if he decides to fight Errol Spence. Simply because Pacquiao has power, he has speed, and we'll see. We'll see. So ladies and gentlemen, that's basically my quick reactions. I'm not gonna go too long today. 15 minutes is good. And once again, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and share this video with a sports fan, a boxing fan as well. I got 2 radio shows currently that I just dropped an episode, 2 episodes from it. So, if you like sports in general, football, basketball, boxing, this is your guy right here. The Real Deal, because I'm the real deal, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out.